For you, who was the player that caught your eye the most from Thailand's campaign at the Asian Cup?
For me, I'm going to go with Patiwat Khammai, the 29-year-old goalkeeper from Bangkok United. I think that he, heading into this tournament, I'll give you a brief synopsis of the Thailand goalkeeping situation. Thailand's switched and tried a few goalkeepers over the past few years. There was Chachai, went back to Siwarak, had Kitipong at the AFF Cup, the most recent one, went back again to Chachai, and then tried Patiwat. Now, Patiwat's first, I think, debut for Thailand this year was a forgettable one. He gave away an awful pass against Syria. We lost that in the March FIFA days 3-1. And since then, he's played close to perfect for Thailand every time he's put on the Thai shirt. His ability to pass it out from the back is elite. His shot stopping, his aerial decision making, it's all top tier. And I think that from this tournament, from this Asian Cup, the biggest takeaway for Thailand, or one of the biggest takeaways, is that we have found our new number one going long term. Goalkeepers, they last longer than outfield players. I think that he can play until his mid-30s, late 30s. So for the next 5-6 years, we found our main number one in Patiwat Khammai, and he kept 2 clean sheets in the 2 opening games. A quick shout out to Saranon Anuin, who made his Thai national team debut against Saudi Arabia, made 7 saves, including a penalty save as well. So he had a phenomenal debut and Asian Cup campaign. But the star man, the star of the show of this tournament has to be Patiwat for me.
I remember, quick one. I remember Kawin Tamsat Chanan was the centerpiece for a long, long time for Thailand. And now we have sort of the same centerpiece in Shihan Azmi. So our goalkeeping department is sorted. Do you think Patiwan can be a mainstay and make the number one spot his for a considerable future?
Yeah, I think so. Masatada Ishii got a chance to work with Patiwat actually back when they were at Samut Prakan. So yeah, I believe that Patiwat will be the number one choice for Ishii's national team going forward. And he's got that in his locker. I mean, the saves, the decision-making, passing it from the back. He's a complete goalkeeper, and I think that he'll do well long-term for sure.
I'm going to flip the question, Ta. We spoke about the player that caught your eye the most. The player that was the most underwhelming from this Asian Cup campaign for Thailand?
Saying this, I might get some backlash because this player has a huge fan base, and when I mean big, I mean like people following him to the airport to send him off. Huge. I'm gonna go with Thai captain Tirtan Bumatan.
That's a huge shout.
Yeah, I mean, listen. It's not saying that he had a completely awful campaign. It's more so that he did not live up to the high expectation that was set upon him entering the tournament. He's reached 100 caps with the Thai national team. So congratulations, only the 6th player in Thai national team history to do so. But I think throughout this tournament, his age, he turns 34 in a few days. It really showed. I think he's lacking a bit of pace in terms of defending in one-on-one situations. He was at fault for that first goal that Thailand conceded against Uzbekistan. Misjudged the flight of the ball and then forgot to check if there was a man behind. And he also conceded and gave himself or put himself in a bad situation because he was booked and got the yellow card in the first and second game. So he was banned for that game against Saudi Arabia. So quite a lot of mistakes made by a veteran player. And yeah, I might get in trouble for saying this, but I think Tirtan was probably a bit underwhelming in terms of the elite level of performance most Thai fans expected him to go out and perform.
Yeah, just casually dropping the most popular name in the squad list. Thank
Don't
you
send my house location, please, on air, please. I might gotta be careful here.
thank you in advance for making this a hit already among the Thai fans. Now, for Tiraton, yep, he's a veteran now. He's 33. Is this his last dance for the Thai national team?
I think it will be his last major continental competition because I do not see him still hanging around in the next Asian Cup when he's probably 37, 38 by the time.
Yeah.
So I don't see him playing anymore. The only concern I have, and the only reason I think that Tirtan will play longer than what some might expect, is that there's no direct replacement at the left back position for the Thai national team. Like the gulf in difference, the gap between Tirtan and the next best left back is like walking from Thailand to Malaysia, man. It's far. It's far. So it's gonna take some time. The younger generation will have to prove themselves now. It's an open trial almost now for that left back spot to replace Tirtan. But to answer your question, I think this is his final continental tournament. Definitely his last Asian Cup for sure, if you ask me.
Maybe the next AFF, huh? That's the best. That's the best he can do now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, really. I was talking to Faiz and a bunch of friends a while back, and we were just thinking about what if Tiraton had gone to Marinos a bit earlier in his career. Could we have possibly seen, Tiraton be one of the players that Ange brought over to Celtic? Or, there's all these different possibilities there, right? Like maybe if Tiraton had gone to Japan at the age of 23 or 24, a couple of years later, it would have still been possible for him to make a move to Europe. But he's a sensational football player that honestly, as a Malaysian football fan, and I do not say this very lightly, I say this very seriously. As a Malaysian football fan, I think most Malaysians would have absolutely loved to have seen Tiraton Bunmatan in the Malaysian Super League. Maybe the door is still open. We don't know, right? We never know. But that would have been a real privilege. He's been a sensational player over the years. We're just going to wrap this conversation up with one final question. I want to ask you about where does the national team go after this? Because one of the things that's been a bit difficult to grasp about the Thai national team over the last few years is that it always seems to build a bit of momentum and then stops, and then you sort of like reset again, back to building momentum again. The players are there. The quality is visibly there as well. And moving forward, World Cup qualifiers, what comes next for the Thai national team and where do they go from here?
Well, Korea Republic comes next. We're going to be playing home and away against Korea. So maybe not the best, match to build off after coming off a respectable last 16 appearance in the Asian Cup. Maybe Masatada Ishii calls Kim Bang-gon, hey, how do you, hold Korea to a draw, all that stuff. But no, in all seriousness, though, I think you really hit the nail on the head there, Kish. It's a situation that Thai football has been at multiple times in the past. We've knocking on the door of reaching the continental level. We already have multiple AFF Cup titles, 7 AFF Cup titles already. It's time for us to all have a plan and work towards reaching it, which is going and making Thai football consistently reach the levels of the top continental teams. Now, it's a perfect opportunity for us to do that, given what we have achieved at the Asian Cup. Starting the competition, Thailand were ranked 113th in the FIFA rankings. Unofficially, we finished the competition at 101. That is a very impressive feat that we have just accomplished. Now, it's time for, first of all, the FA to give Masatada Ishii the time and resources to build long-term. That's one. The second thing is it's time for clubs in the Thai league to start thinking and looking at football from a big picture point of view. Train the players, make sure the league is professional, and most importantly, always send the best available players to represent the national team. Doing so, I think, will enable Thailand to play at the peak conditions, play the way that they want to, and eventually, hopefully, reach the continental stage at an elite level in the near future.